Hey everyone, it's Lisa. Today I'm going to make this card for you, and hopefully this won't turn into a really long video like my last one. Let me take this apart and show you what I used. This is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card base, and this designer series paper is cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and this is from our new Sweet Shop specialty paper. Let me show you right here. Try to zoom out some more. There we go. I keep all my papers in these scrapbook keepers. This is my new way of doing it, because for one, it keeps my shelves neater, and I can just put my scraps in the package with my papers. And I use my my P-Touch to label everything. There's that right there, and this is the other side. It's got little cherries all over it. And then this right here actually has some embossing on it. So there's a little raised embossed dot. And then this is raised hearts. And there's that. This side has little tiny dots on it. And I don't know if the camera is picking that up, or if I can zoom in close enough to pick that up. Oh, I didn't notice it's also on here. They're very tiny, faint little polka dots. So, zoom back out. You can see why this is Sweet Shop, because it has all these yummy things like cupcakes, and this one has the ice cream and milkshake on that side. And on this side we have hearts, lots of little hearts. And then here we have candy. And on this side we have I would just call it like a squiggly line, not exactly zigzag. It's a little looser design than that. And these papers are in our great new in colors, so that's pretty cool. Then we have cake and strawberries, chocolate covered strawberries. And then some more of that squiggly design here. And oh, you know what? I had actually picked up 2 pieces of paper. This heart design is on the other side of our candy, and the squiggly design is on the other side of our cake. So that is our first layer. Move that on the card, and then I cut out these 2 pieces. First I stamped my image using the Sweet Cake stamp set. And so I stamped that on a piece of Whisper White cardstock, and then I used my new Framelit die. And this is the labels one. I used the, oh, let's see, where's my other one? When I say I used the third one from the top, and that would be this one. There it is. So it would fit in there, right, like that. And then the 4th one from the top. So what I did, let me see if I can find my piece of paper that came out of. I thought I brought it in here. So here it is. So I stamped my image, and then I centered it with the frame where I wanted it, and I took a piece of Scotch tape and taped it on both sides to keep this frame from moving as I send it through the Big Shot. And then I used the larger one to cut out this piece of Pool Party cardstock, and I ran that also through the Big Shot again using our Perfect Polka Dot textured impression folder. So I did all this ahead of time, hoping that, as usual, that my video wouldn't be that long. It never fails, though, when I go into editing, that they're always a lot longer than I'd like. Okay, so this next piece here, I used our eyelet border punch. This is the old design, but it's we do have it in the new design on both sides. And this is cut down to 1 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I'm going to actually be trimming off a bit of the edges. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on with my snail runner. And I'm going to center it onto my Designer Series paper. Lay it straight. Okay, I think that's good. So I'm going to take my craft and rubber scissors, and I'm just going to trim this little excess off of here. And the next thing I'm going to do, move that out of the way, is I'm going to take this seam binding, and this is Pool Party seam binding, and I'm going to add that to the center, just like that. I'm going to take that around to the back and add some Scotch tape to that. Oh, I could just hear the clock ticking. Tick, tick, tick. Okay. And I may have to fix that. Now, I'm going to do something here. And it's always, well, let's just say it's kind of a challenge because I'm kind of eyeballing this. But as you can see, I'm leaving myself a lot of extra ribbon. And I'm hoping that I've left myself enough ribbon to actually make a bow. So I'm going to add this right here. And then take my snips, because they're nice and sharp. Cut that ribbon off right there. And then the other thing I may do is actually add a little adhesive right to the center, because I need part of this to lay down, and it'll make it easier for me to work with it when I go to tie my bow. Okay. And now I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to the card base. Okay. Make sure I don't turn my cupcakes upside down. I'm going to center this onto my card base. And I am going to, let me think about this. I think I'm going to raise this off of here. So I'm going to put my focal point on Dimensionals. One in the middle there. I actually should have added this first, but that's okay. It'll work. looks like, uh-oh, I'm losing pieces. I've lost something. Okay, oh, there it is. Okay. So I'm going to center. Okay, I think that's good. And now I'll rub that down good. I forgot to mention, I stamped the image using Pool Party Classic ink. Back to what I was doing. Okay, so I want this off to the left. Like that, because my bow is going to be right there. And then I decided that I wanted some dimension on the little heart and the cherry. I took a scrap piece of Calypso Coral cardstock and my owl punch to cut out the heart and the cherry. So here they are. Also, I stamped Happy Birthday using Soft Suede Classic ink because I wanted to pick up the color that's also in this paper. So with these little pieces, before I add them, I'm going to ink the edges a bit, just so they stand out a little more. So taking my Calypso Coral Classic ink and my sponge, and I'm just going to get those edges really quick. Okay. The other thing I did was take my Lucky Limeade Stampin' Write marker and colored in the stem. And now I'm going to add my two little pieces. Oops. Don't know why I took that end off. I'm going to take my scissors and cut off little, very, very tiny pieces. Now let's see. Okay, that's perfect. I'm going to put that right there where my cherry is. And the other reason why I used Calypso Coral instead of something like Cherry Cobbler or Real Red would have made a great heart and cherry was, again, because I wanted to pick up the Calypso Coral that's in the paper. Okay. Okay, this is my back side. I'm going to stick that on there. Just oops, like that. There we go. Okay, and now I want my ribbon to be right about here. Right there, like that. So I'm going to take my paper snips and cut my ribbon right there. Okay, and now the test to see if I've saved myself enough of this binding ribbon to actually make a bow. And if I can actually make a bow on camera. Okay, I'm going to pull that through there. There we go. Now we're not going to tighten it till I get the ribbon just the way I want it. I think that's good. Yeah, that's good. Okay. And now I'm going to cut off the tails. I think I will do it. Just like that. I think I'm going to add some pearls. And then I will be all done with this card. And I can tell already I'm going to have a lot of editing to do. Okay, my tweezers. And I think I'm going to use these little individual ones right here. And I'm just going to put one on each corner. Well, let me see. Maybe I like the bigger one. You know what? I think I'm going to go with the bigger one. Okay. And there you are. My card for the day. I hope you enjoyed this project and I look forward to being with you again. Thanks for watching.